Los Angeles tonight, police are investigating the murder of Hong Nor. He's the Oscar-winning actor who, before coming to this country, survived torture in Cambodia's death camps. Only now to be found dead outside of his California apartment this morning.
The war is over, but the battle is going on.
He was a very outspoken opponent of the Cambodian regime and, of course, of the Khmer Rouge, which had tortured him when he was there.
You were operating
Yes.
and he put a gun in you.
Yeah, let's kill you.
The Cambodian genocide ripped through our lives. Millions have died, and those of us who survived are not done with our grieving.
We Cambodians, we want to have peace. We want to have freedom. We want to have peace. Real peace in Cambodia style.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have come here today to discuss a difficult challenge and one which has received an enormous amount of publicity in public and private debate over the last several months. Our nation's policy toward homosexuals in the military.
I don't understand why we're fixing one organization of government that has clearly demonstrated in the recent past that it's not broken.
I believe that the question of open versus closeted.
The only way you could get in was to lie. The only way you could stay in was to lie, men or women.
It was in World War II when I was in, and it's today. Be invisible. Shut up.
Mr. Childs, we're here to investigate a homicide which occurred on the evening of November 8th of 1992 into the early morning hours of November 9th of 1992 here in Bronx County.
Yeah, I'm glad I reached the Cocksuckers Anonymous Club. Hope you all know you suck fucking dick. I got a saying for you too, man. Save America, kill a fag. Anyway, you're all gonna die one way or the other. Talk to you later, fuckhead.
Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Man committing indecent acts.
You need to know the truth about the perverted homosexual and lesbian
immoral.
agenda and what it will mean for America if they succeed.
Each and every one of them. But you're destroying the American lifestyle. This is a family that God created.
We
never had a queer rally before, and we're not queers. We don't want them in our town.
There is a problem out there in the gay community with young men looking for you and attacking you. And they'll kill you if you're gay.
They'll kill you.
You guys make me sick. I see one of you guys around town. Watch out, man. I am pissed. You're gonna get it. You guys are fucking dead. You're dead. You're fucking dead. You cocksuckers.
I was blaming myself, she was blaming herself, I was blaming her, she was blaming me, we're blaming the world, we're blaming everything.
The concern that I have about some homosexuality, as with a lot of addictions, is that there's a community out there that encourages it.
Yes.
If any one of them try to drop out of it, there's a whole bunch of people who want to pull them back in.
The Holy Spirit has helped me to transform my life, and not just for people with homosexual feelings, because I truly believe that there is no such thing as a homosexual. There's just heterosexuals with homosexual
people who become
homosexual issues or identity problems.
I was born and I live. That's it. Nothing unusual. I'm just a sewing woman. Lucky for me, I was the firstborn. All my younger sisters were orphaned the moment they were born. Mother tossed them down the well or gave them away. Back home in China, no one could afford to have more than one daughter. Too much luxury. Who could afford more than one dowry? Besides, all girls were eventually married off and belonged to someone else. I remember I was barely 13 when I found out that I really was raised and groomed for someone else. I was taking care of my brothers one day when Mother came and said, "It's time for you to get dressed. You're going to your husband's house now."
Forbidden City was a curiosity, it was a novelty, it was exotic, it was well-known, it was universally well-known.
Every day's a different kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It was there.
every day
Like
different
a
kind of fun.
three-ring circus every day.
No kidding.
No kidding.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Always something going on. Wasn't this or that, this or that.
Of course, what we did in the 30s and 40s were shocking to the Chinese community and confusing for the Caucasian people.
They've never seen Oriental do this type of, of singing and dancing. This was something new for everybody, even for ourselves it was new.
Wait to Paris, wait to Paris is us.
Very few and far between comes a role like Flower Drum Song. I still get young Asian actors coming up and they say, "Nancy, there were no Chinese actors in those days and singing and dancing, and you were hot."
A lot of the Kung Fu movies are from Asia, so the characters were actually more empowered.
When Enter the Dragon came out, walking down the street and everybody would just go, "Ooh, Bruce Lee," To see Jackie Chan beat up the white guys, that's a positive thing. But I think our culture has a lot more than that to offer.
There are never enough stories to represent who we are as complex human beings and with all our diversity and all our individual stories. And so, yes, we'll hope to see more, but we've come a long ways.